March 30th, 1976.
Excuse me here. I have to get my cups rolled up. It's getting awful thick here in the studio. Bring it up there, please. Hey, we have not given you a centennial report for some time, and I think it's about time we did this. After all, here it is. It's springtime, and we're rapidly heading for July 4th. Isn't this supposed to be the apogee, the peak of our bicentennial celebration? Am I correct in that? July 4th, is that going to be the peak? And then it's downhill from that point, is that it? Or are we going to be celebrating this all the way till next Christmas? Is that the story? Hey, well, I'm just going to have to ask a question here. It's a rhetorical question for what it's worth. I presume that, like most of my fellow Americans, you have been inundated with various bicentennial pitches of one type or another, right? How many letters have you received in the mail offering you a set of specially minted coins by the International Specially Minted Patriotic Coin Corporation of Western North America? Now makes available a set of magnificent coins showing in three-quarter profile the pictures of all the people who were involved in the, how many of those have you received? Have you known anybody who bought any? I have neither. It's a special crowd that buys ceremonial coins. But I'm sure that there are those out there who do. I'm convinced, though, however, that most of these coins are purchased with one eye in mind, or one mind in eye, however you prefer to say it, that ultimately they will be a fantastic item at a flea market. I mean, boy, really. But all jesting aside, though, it is, 1976, and it is time for our giant celebration. In fact, have you seen the bumper stickers all over that say, Happy Birthday, America, with little notes on it? Happy Birthday, America. Sure, that sounds so trivial. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, old U.S. of A. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hooray. It's stuff like this, though, that makes America so loved by the rest of the world. We are as mysterious to the rest of the world, believe me, as the praying mantis is to your average turtle. A totally confusing race of people. We can, you know what? Well, I'll tell you what Americans have. And I'm an American, so I think I can speak with some authority on this. Let's face it, it takes one to know one, right? Well, okay, I'm an American. And, oh, wow, is that true? But one talent that the Americans have, beyond all other talents, I think, we have an absolute genius for trivializing anything. We can make anything seem vaguely trivial. You know what I'm saying here? Only America had a spate of sappy war movies. Like, how many times have you seen late war movies with people like Betty Grable singing on the deck of an aircraft carrier, Dinah Shore pretending she's a nurse, and Danny Kaye is dancing on a 5-inch gun, and they're only America comes up with that kind of stuff, and we can trivialize almost anything given enough time, and of course given enough work at the old agency where most of that's done. And we're hard at work now trivializing the 200th birthday of America. I was in Rome here a couple of years ago, and Rome There were a couple of little signs around that says that this was the year that Rome was celebrating the 4,000th anniversary of its founding. Yeah, 4,000 years. They were, they just have a couple little posters around there, and it just said 4,000 years now Rome has been in business, and it didn't say anything else. That's all. Now I did not see any bumper stickers. Hi, Jim. I did not see any bumper stickers on the back of the Fiats that said "Happy Birthday, dear Roma. Happy birthday, dear Roma. Happy birthday, 4,000 years, dear Roma. Happy birthday to you. Ole." Oh, that's Spanish, right? I'm sorry. You get all these things mixed up. If you're from the Midwest, you get everything mixed up. It's easy to do that. However, since we are now celebrating the 200th anniversary, I have to keep up artistically with some of the developments that I have observed. For example, I would like to salute. Would you please, if you will, Jim, please. I would... See, this is romantic here. That's right. I want a little romantic music there. That's right. Blow it, man. Let's hear it. That's it. Oh, 1976 is a long, long year, an election year to boot, yeah, to boot. Oh, the excitement is rising on every side, yeah. Happy birthday, big old US of A. Oh, you're wearing your little paper hat and blowing your horn and throwing that old confetti around, singing them songs and playing them games. Pretty soon you'll have a chance to blow out the candles on your cake. Oh, little old USA, little old America. Happy birthday, I say to you. Oh, time is just running along. Yeah. Oh, big old happy 200. Oh, baby, oh. We walked lazy bone, lazy, I say, sleeping in the sun, sleeping just sitting there. Good old America. How you gonna get it? Your day with all them union strikes. Never get your day's work done sitting on your duff like that, collecting all them union checks. Oh, lazy bone, sleeping in the just shade, sitting around. How you gonna watching your TV night and day? You never get your cornmeal made like that, America. Sleeping in the noonday sun. Ba 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 boo 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 boo. When potatoes meet spring, ba boo, ba ba boo ba boo ba. Ba ba boo dee, ba ba doo 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 dee. And when ba ba doo doo. I bet you just keep wishing you had another RC Cola and bourbon to drink. That's all you need. Oh, lazy bone, sleeping in the sun, never gonna get your day's work done. You'll never, I say that way. Oh, sleeping in the mid-century sun. Oh, sitting around waiting for something big to happen. And all you got to look forward to is next week's Kojak. Oh, lazy bone, sun. Waiting to get the word from Walter Cronkite what the world is doing. Sleeping in the midday sun. Happy birthday, old America. Oh, just keep on rolling like that old river. Hey, that was nice. Did you like that? Yeah, real good. Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, we have to salute the... Oh, don't put that one up now. There's another one in there. Chinatown. I think you'll find on that same thing there. And, or something like that. Yes, we have to salute some of the various 1976 expressions of patriotism. For example, I saw a couple of days ago over in Jersey, I saw a concrete mixer, a beautiful concrete mixer. Now, you know, you don't often think of a concrete mixer as beautiful, but it's really gorgeous. It was a big concrete mixer, and you know how that thing goes around. It's got a big truck body out in front of it, and this great big old tank is going, gah, gah, you know, turning out the concrete. And it was painted the most spectacular red, white, and blue. I mean, with 76s all over it. It was a bicentennial concrete mixer. And I kind of like that. And of course, in keeping with our bicentennial, there's all kinds of great events happening. For example, did you hear about the Texas, I guess he's a minister or a pastor or something, who is crawling to Washington? You hear about him? Well, he's crawling. I don't know where he is now. For a while, the media was talking about him. It must be discouraging, you know, to get all this big media send-off on your big crawl to Washington. And after a couple of weeks of crawling, they don't care anymore. And here you are, halfway through Oklahoma, and you're still crawling along, you know, US 66, and nobody's paying any attention. Well, we would like to salute this pastor for whatever illustration he's trying to make, whatever point he's trying to lay on us there. I suppose America is prostrate and crawling. I don't know what he's trying to say, but it's kind of nice because he's only part of the general pop world that we live in. For example, I would like to salute, I have a note here in the Showbiz magazine, as part of a centennial celebration. Oh, he wasn't allowed on the highway, so he stopped. Well, now, he's not a serious crawler. I mean, that's what I call a dilettante demonstrator. I mean, anybody who wants to celebrate should go through. He should at least wear on his head a crown of thorns. I mean, okay, it's time for the break, right? At what intersection was he stopped? That must have been a dramatic moment. I mean, can't you see this guy come crawling along there? And you know the big sign that they always have at the entrance of any turnpike? No horses, no two-wheel vehicles, no trailers, no cars that go sideways. No people hopping up and down on a pogo stick allowed on this highway. Now I guess they'll have to write no crawling, no. Can you imagine? Was he trying to go on a turnpike, toll gate? I mean, I don't know how much you pay when you're crawling. Do you pay the same when you're crawling as when you're walking? Well, do you pay toll? That's something I've never, since I don't walk often on a Pennsylvania turnpike. Do you pay tolls when you go through the gate there? Pedestrian? Per mile, do they give you a ticket? You cut out at the Harrisburg interchange. Yeah, this is WOR, gang, and in New York, of course. And before we go any further with this discussion on America's great talent for trivializing almost anything, we'll have you now enjoy a true exercise in trivia. It's commercial time. Hey, speaking of commercials, which we are here, they're coming out of the woodwork, and they're sneaking around. Now, just forget it. It's not there. It's not there. So, wait. We're waiting for the door to close here. Our crowd is disappearing rapidly. Before we go any further here, would you allow me to straighten my head out, Jim? Please hit that thing in there. I got to straighten my head out here.
playing that crazy thing, crazy words with a great big swing. I've got those rodeo blues. Stop playing that seem divine. Hey, I've heard it 1,000,000 times. I've got a faulty ball that I'll use. You refuse. All night long I hear the sound upon my radio. In cabaret and dancing plays, that old Vododo, I hate them. That old strain is driving me insane. Stop, please help me lose those Vododo blues.
Gang, hold it there. Somebody just called up and says they saw that beautiful concrete mixer, and he says, you know, it comes along with a matched set. It also comes with a pavement roller, a matched 1976 Salute to Bicentennial pavement roller, concrete mixer, and pickup truck. You know, that's in a sense that is probably as apropos as anything, as you know, as celebrations go. Have you had the feeling? This is a hypothetical question, or rhetorical, that in spite of the fact that, 1976 has been creeping up on us for several years, they must have known we were going to have a 76 a few years back. Wouldn't you say? It's not a surprise, is it? Well, it seems to me that we really don't know how to celebrate very well. You think about that for a minute. We don't know how to celebrate, and when we do celebrate, it's almost always done with an undercurrent of commerciality. That there's no just pure celebration. For example, one car company has come out with a centennial 1976 Salute to Our Founding Fathers model. Have you seen that one? You haven't. How'd you get away from that? I mean, that's been around. Do you know that one hair oil outfit has brought out a special salute to the bicentennial container of non-aerosol spray hair oil? You can keep it as a souvenir years later. People want to know what it was like in these days. And one beer company, by the way, has also, I think this is really actually more apropos than anything that I can think of offhand in the 76 celebration catalog. One beer company has brought out a special line of centennial beer cans. Have you seen those? They're beautiful presentation beer cans. And all right, we found the commercial. Gee, I knew they'd find that one. It was running around on the floor here, nibbling at the cheese. Hit it.
Hey, Charlie, I just met this terrific Romanian gymnast. Where can I take her that's romantic but not stuffy?
Thursdays. Thursdays is terrific. Flowers, palms, mirrors, American and continental food. And at Thursdays you can dance or contort or do whatever you do with a Romanian gymnast.
Don't you wish someone would take you to Thursday?
BJ, we have some lions of industry coming in today. I want to make an impression. And
take them to Thursdays, JJ. Impress them with a great prime rib sandwich or a steak or maybe a salad.
Don't you wish someone would take you to Thursdays?
My Bob would like to have a party for his mustache. It's 4 years old, and I'd like to take him someplace special.
Take him to Thursdays for the fabulous weekend brunch. That's really special.
Don't you wish someone would take you to Thursdays?
Thursdays is at 57 West 58th Street. Open daily for lunch, dinner, very late night supper, and for weekend brunch. Don't you wish someone would take you to Thursdays?
You know, the first massive celebration that I can remember personally in my life, every one of us has been to things like this at one time or another, called a kind of a ceremonial gathering of the clan. And, we in fact, every year on the 4th of July, this is supposed to be what it is. Everybody sits around and watches guys shoot off fireworks, and it's ostensibly to celebrate the 4th of July revolution and all that. And you know how that all got started? Did you know how that firing fireworks got started? You don't know about that. Well, right after the Revolutionary War, just very shortly after the Revolutionary War, the guys that were actually in the Revolutionary War You know, the soldiers, the guys that had slogged around at Valley Forge and places like, that wasn't Appomattox. That was another war. We've done that, dear. How many times do I have to do that? You have 2 of those? You want me to do another one? Oh, okay. Good. Well, nevertheless, you know, see, you give a commercial a foothold, and it's going to try to take over. That's the 3rd time they've held up the Long Island Press spot, and I've done it 3 times already, it seems. However, this gathering of the Klan is a very important thing. All tribes do it. In fact, any anthropologist will tell you that one of the things that a tribe is a group of people who have, in a very real sense, joint and unified celebrations. In other words, they celebrate the same things. They believe in the same stuff. That's what makes a tribe. It's not the shape of your ears or the kind of forehead you have. It's the fact that you believe in the Great Pumpkin, right? So all the other people that believe in the Great Pumpkin gather on the anniversary of the Great Pumpkin's ascension to the top of the mountain where it delivered the speech. And so, way back in the mythological times. So you gather, see, on that day, and you all hold up this symbolic representation of the Great Pumpkin. That makes you a tribe. Well, when I was a kid living in the Chicago area, Chicago goes for that stuff far more than New York does. See, because New York is composed of really far more, all kinds of ethnic groups who don't necessarily believe in the same stuff. So they don't really have the same kind of celebrations, let's say, that they have in Chicago or Kansas City. Well, most of the people are believers in the Great Pumpkin. And they gather and they put up the Great Pumpkin. And so one time I was I must have been about 7 or 8. And my old man loved to go to this kind of stuff. He really loved, had he been alive to have seen the bicentennial celebration, he would probably be basing his entire vacation this year on going to wherever they're having a gigantic bicentennial pageant. He loved to go to pageants. Stuff like that. So when I was about 7, the very earliest of the kind of events that we're going through now that I can remember was held at Soldiers Field in Chicago. Now, Soldiers Field is a tremendous, you probably have seen it on TV when they play a football game there. Every year, in fact, they play the All-Star football game there. The college pro All-Star game in August they play, and it's held at Soldiers Field. Well, this is a tremendous field. Oh, it's a classical stadium. It's a great big U-shaped stadium. It isn't one of these round ones. It's a really great stadium. It looks like a combination of the Roman Colosseum, Hialeah racetrack, everything else combined, and it's on the lakefront of Chicago. It's an enormous place. It has 105,000 people can be seated in that stadium. Well, now, if you don't know how big that is, that's almost double of what can be seated at Shea. That's a big place. Well, on this particular day, 28 million Chicagoans, this had been a lot of advertising apparently, and I was, a little kid, you don't read the paper, you just look at the comics. It's about all you know in life. Well, all of a sudden on a Sunday, me and my kid brother and my mother were all piled into the Oldsmobile, and we took off for Soldiers Field. Well, like on any celebration of this type, there is a fantastic traffic jam that extended for millions of miles. We got in this traffic jam. The temperature was 120 degrees. Guys were going up and down the lines of cars selling stuff like popsicles. The cars were moving so slowly that you could sit and eat 5 popsicles before you even had to put your car in gear again, Guys were selling beer. They were going up and down the line selling beer. And one by one, the cars were slowly moving into this vast parking lot until finally half of the population of Chicago had gathered. Tremendous crowd of people. And by the time we got in, it was just about maybe an hour before twilight. And that's when the thing was supposed to begin. It was a big celebration with fireworks and a whole jazz. And down on the field, there were thousands of people in marching band uniforms. I remember they even had a Wild West show where all these guys came galloping out in, wearing cowboy suits, and they were fake Indians. They galloped across the field. As a kid, you know, what the hell's going on? And my old man kept saying, here, what do you think of this? Isn't this interesting to salute to the Old West? And they galloped across the field, and guys are shooting, and they had a fake stagecoach robbery. Only in America would we have a symbolic robbery. And they had a stagecoach robbery. Everybody cheered when this guy came galloping up, this guy that was dressed like Jesse James, and the old Dalton gang or whatever it was they were riding with. He came galloping out, and there was a big hoopla, and he held up the stagecoach. Everybody cheered. And as a kid, you know, it's all like surrealism. And overhead they had a blimp, and the blimp kept going over. It would go right over the stadium, and it would drop stuff like flags would come down, little flags with parachutes. And then it would turn around and would come back, and it would drop stuff like advertising slogans. Read the Chicago Tribune. If you're a true American, you read the Tribune, that kind of stuff. And all the while this was going on until suddenly it is now dark, the moment everybody's been waiting for. And down below on the field, they have set up these great big, they look like racks, like great big signboards. And the PA system, by the way, one thing Soldiers Field pioneered in, the worst stadium PA in the history of the world. It was a PA system that had nothing but feedback. And you'd hear ringing sounds. And you'd hear this voice, what's wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, and now to celebrate. I'm sitting there with this stuff ringing all around there, and the people are cheering. And then the senator came out. There was this famous senator from Illinois that had white, wavy hair. And everybody gave a great cheer. And then he began to speak. Started cheering. What the hell's going on, see? And at that point, it is now dark, and the PA guy came on again, and the PA guy, by the way, was the mayor of the city. And it was a tremendous celebration. At that point, he said, ladies and gentlemen, direct from Washington, D.C., the President of the United States will press a button at the White House that will start officially the celebration. The President was going to press a button in the White House. That I got. And it was going to start a celebration. It was going to set the fireworks off. And the entire stadium fell silent and waited. And waited. And waited. Nothing happened. Everybody started to snicker. They were all waiting to see what, was going to happen when the President's going to hit the button. And then suddenly on the PA came this guy again. Although technical difficulties, the fireworks will have to be set by him. And in just a few moments we will hear the voice of the United States. A whole bunch of guys in brown suits ran out and started to light the fireworks with what looked like paper matches. They're lighting matches down there. And one of them started to burn. It was a giant flag. It was supposed to be a flag, and you could see half of it is lit up. You could see blue stripes and red stripes and white stripes and stars, and it started to burn up, and then suddenly the wind blew it right over. It fell over. Guys were running around with buckets of water and pouring it. That's all I remember. I was 7. Just the great roar of the PA system. And the fact that the flag fell over and they were throwing water on it, it didn't start. The president's button didn't work. I don't know what president it was. I don't know what the celebration was about. And the next thing I know, we were back in the Oldsmobile. My kid brother was asleep on the floor. We were in the same traffic jam, only this time headed away from the giant stadium, and the same guys were running up and down the line selling beer, selling popsicles. Guys were selling souvenir programs, and the blimp kept flying over. And the blimp was dropping ads on the long lines of cars. And the ads would drift down all around us. Yes, if you're an American, you'll read the Chicago Tribune. Yeah, we're real good at celebrating. I mean, and for years after that, the old man would sit there, you know, and he had his souvenir plaque or platter or whatever it is he brought from this celebration, and he used to say things like, boy, that was really great, you know. You remember the time we went to Soldiers Field? It was terrific. He said, you know, they're going to have another one here next year. And I felt this vague fear down in my gut, sitting in long lines with heat, guys running by selling popsicles. That's what celebrations are about. Infinite boredom, dust, noise, buttons that don't work. The wind blows the flag over us. Oh, happy 1976. Old Tempora, old Tempora. This is WOR New York. Stay tuned for In Conversation.